Joy, joy, joy. This is Swami Tirtha. And missed you yesterday because I was in a convention. It's going on today, but I have a little bit of time. So the timing is off yesterday completely. And today it's a little bit late, but I wanted to jump in here real quick. Look at that lovely sky. Feeling the peace, feeling the joy, feeling the calm. So what I want to share with you today is how to prevent, to heal, to get rid of, reduce anxiety, burnout. And this is only wellness suggestions. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor, anything like that. This is not medical advice. Always take everything I suggest to your practitioners to let them make sure it's good for you, your mental health practitioners, all of that. This is complementary to whatever you're doing with the medical community. Okay, so for the best thing I can do when the anxiety is craziest, when I can't calm down, when I'm totally confused, I don't know what to do. So here's the story I told you the other day. I had a dream that said, I was told by my spiritual teacher, who's passed over in heaven now, but I saw him clearly, and he very clearly said to me, do Facebook Lives, 15 minutes. And then even he made like a face like, Facebook, you know. And he said it in such a strange way that I just woke up and, wow, I better write that down. And I said, okay, I'm going to do this every day. And then, of course, yesterday I didn't. But the bigger thing was the day before, it was an okay presentation. But at first, nobody responded. I thought it was horrible because I didn't feel all jazzed up about it. And later that evening, a couple of people did comment. I watched the video. I said, oh, it's not horrible. I didn't suck. And I said, you know what? Because I was thinking, well, maybe this is I'll forget about it. And I said, how can I forget about it? I had a vision to do it. And whenever I follow a vision, it works. Not necessarily right away or never right away. And B, anybody who's really, really famous tells you how they started. Very humble, nobody knew they were there, posting day after day. And so I said to myself, oh, that's it. I'm just recommitting to this event. Posting every day, except when I can't. And that night I had another dream. And it was like, oh, this is what to talk about next. And it's alignment. And I'll tell you what, I woke up and I wrote this stuff down because it was so strong. So the word alignment didn't come up, but in retrospect, it's the alignment that I said I'm going to align with the dream that I had to post every day. And what I felt in that moment what was happening toward the end of the night, there was a restlessness about me that I couldn't relax. And I tried different ways to relax. I couldn't relax. And I did a few things to relax. And then I settled down and I dozed off or went into a visionary sleep. And that's when this dream came up, this vision. And what I felt in that was, first, I was so relaxed, but the anxiety gave way to grace. I just felt grace. Now, I know it's intellectual to feel gratitude. And it's sometimes I feel grace, but this was like a grace that existed behind the clouds of anxiety. And it was just so freeing. And then I heard the words, avoid friction. So when we're aligned means align with a higher purpose, a calling, align with God's calling for us. Alignment means you're in the flow. And when you're in the flow, you're avoiding friction. And friction heats up, and that causes our burnout. So the message for today is align. Align with God, aligned with spirit, aligned with whatever you call that benevolent force greater than ourselves. And in that alignment, see if grace doesn't show up. It's quiet. It's lovely. And when we do start to take action from that alignment, and as soon as I got up to write this down, all of a sudden I felt that surge of energy, of support, of God, of spirit, to get this going again. Because when I'm out of alignment, if I'm excited and I go, oh, look, I'll do this now, I'll take over, it's like, then I'm the one doing the lifting. And it's never fun. It's never the highest good. So that's the message for burnout, for anxiety. The message for today is, and we'll cover different ways to do the relaxations, breathing, and any number of things, but there's so many. But just pray, move around, get up, whatever it is that you need to do. But eventually, you find that thing that suddenly releases the pressure, and either you'll fall asleep or you'll start to settle into peace, and some sort of peace or grace comes. And maybe not always, maybe it's something else, but this is something that does happen. And you might come up with an idea suddenly. You go, oh, wow, that's the message. So you might get it that way. There's so many ways to do it. But there is, so the message today is align, be aligned. In alignment, you act in alignment, and God and his angels do all the heavy lifting. That's why we never think, how do we do something? How do we do something? We just think, this is what I'm invited to do. How do I get the followers? That's not the issue. The issue is share with the people what you've been asked to share. I can't think of anything more real and more better than that. So it's one thing to have the vision, you get jazzed up, and then you got to go online and say hello. And for me, it's like, okay, I'm just going to do it. I put aside thinking about me. There's a wonderful quote I heard recently. Somebody said, the only reason you suffer is because you're only thinking about yourself, which is so true. The moment you stop thinking about how are they going to think, what am I going to say? Am I going to look foolish? Anything, me. It's about you. I've got a message. How fortunate is anybody to get a calling? You could do this to help people. It's very hard to say no to that and to put it aside or to procrastinate. It's the greatest gift that I can get in the moment, to be able to do something like that. So how am I going to do it? It doesn't matter. I mean, how am I going to, he didn't say get lots of followers. He said, do Facebook. Not even sure what he said about Facebook, but I've been doing this new things with the anxiety and the burnout. And so I said, well, let's do that, And now it's morphed into just talk about day by day. Oops, somebody just put a like in there. Thank you. So it morphed into telling, being very transparent. I got a vision. I put the vision aside for a few days. Then I said, okay, God, I better start doing that. I did it. The first day was surge of energy. Second day, surge of energy. Third day, no surge of energy. Doubting myself. Ready to say, forget it. And then catching myself saying, what do you mean, forget it? You're quitting? No, you're never quitting. You're never, ever, ever quitting. Till they take you away, bury you in the ground there, I'm not quitting. And that night I get the next vision. Talk about this. And the bigger vision is talk about the process that I'm going through, because it's very real. And I've been advised to do it from above. And I can't think of a more a better way to share this, as opposed to just some intellectual, do this and then do that and then do that, like I'm above it all. No, good God, no. So, but I've been working at it, and it's a way lot better than it used to be. A way lot better. And then, of course, you take bigger chances. You know, if I rested on my laurels now, that's kind of, then I'm not serving anymore. I'm sitting back going, oh, that feels good. You keep going because it keeps feeling better. So I'll make this short now, a little bit shorter than maybe 10 minutes, so I could get back to the convention. But I want to say hi, show you the sky. Hi, sky. Hopefully today's story helps you address how to work with your relief of calm, of anxiety and burnout, for calm and peace and joy. And please leave some comments if this helped you, any insights you have, anything you want to talk about, I can ask me about, and I will do that too. And I'll be sharing, I'm putting together a structure each day of the week. We'll do something different, so have a little formula to it all. Okay, God bless you all. Wishing you peace and calm and joy, joy, joy.